told you people, first one's free. Then what I say? I said I will shut that shit down. No exceptions. Now, I don't know what kind of lying assholes you've been dealing with, but I'm a man of my word. First impressions are important. I need you to know me. So, back to it.
We finna start talking about the labor unions. And the title in here is called Labor Union Racial Cleansing of American Labor. I'm finna just get right into it, man, and I'm gonna read, and whatever I feel I need to expound on, I'm gonna expound on. But, you know, if you've been following this, you know that the words in this book, they actually speak for themselves. There doesn't really have to be too much expounding. I need to put the links of Professor Griff and his breakdown of how white folks got so rich. I put it in the very first video of this series. I think it was the very first video, part 1. But yeah, and I'll put it at the end of this video. But yeah, let's get right into it. The union movement was specifically designed to remove blacks from their jobs in the skilled trades which they dominated, and install in those jobs the European immigrants who were flooding into America by the millions. Now, I'm glad I ran into this. I actually forgot about this. And I'm finna Google it, because there are a lot of people who like to say when you express white supremacy and the mistreatment of blacks in America, a lot of people want to say, well, my people were done bad too, or when my people were here, they didn't have anything to do with that. But let's look. I'm looking it up. On Google, and I want to get the precise year. I want to get the year so that a lot of you could answer to about your ancestors. Now, I'm seeing 1955, one of the labor unions, but we know that it was earlier than that. Okay. Let's see. Carpenter's Hall. By the 1820s, various unions involved in the effort to reduce the working day from 12 to 10 hours. Okay, so this is a pretty good date. I'll take this one. 1820s. If your ancestors came here between 1825 to 1950, you are not exempt from my Negan swings. That means that every one of these videos is for your ass too. Moving right along. White historians have misrepresented blacks in slavery as being mere field hands. but blacks held a virtual monopoly on almost all skilled and unskilled labor. Skipping those different skills. I really want you to get the book. That's why I'm skipping over a lot of these paragraphs and a lot of these sentences. I need you to get the book, because what works for me in a debate may not work for you in a debate. Okay. Southern writer Thomas Nelson Page said that after slavery, the black man was without a rival in the entire field of industrial labor throughout the South. 95% of all the industrial work of the southern states was in his hand, and he was fully competent to do it. Every adult was either a skilled laborer or a trained mechanic. Okay? And this is from the book Labor's Text. Okay? When a lot of you white people like to say that we are lazy, look at our ancestors. Our ancestors were not lazy. And you may say, oh, well, your ancestors don't count. You're lazy. Okay, what made us lazy? And this is something that I had to share with my fellow black people in a video, because a lot of our black people like to put down other black people, but they never want to address the root cause of what that issue is that the other black person is displaying. In this case, laziness. I'm going to tell you what the cause of it was. We have been put down so much that, just like in the Willie Lynch letter, you know, I know a lot of y'all don't like the Willie Lynch letter, but I'm going to speak on it. The Willie Lynch letter states that if you beat the males long enough, hard enough, to the point of death, the mother or the woman will teach her son to be subservient, and the roles will switch. Okay? This is the mindset of black people in America, is that you have been putting us down for so long and so hard that in our minds we made up in our minds. Why should we continue to elevate ourselves when we are just going to be kicked down? Now, about these little token black people y'all like to keep bringing up and say, oh, they're rich, they pulled themselves up by their own bootstrap. A lot of those black people who pulled themselves up by their own bootstrap is licking y'all white asses, and their strings are being pulled by y'all white asses. These is black people that you can control. Look at our entertainers and our sports athletes. They can't even say shit about the country on a political level, because we think that there's something in their contract that prevents them from saying those certain things that may cause slander to the United States as a whole, because they know that the entire world will cling on to every word of the athlete more than they will a politician. Moving right along. White immigrant laborers could not compete with the black worker, so the unions came to the rescue. Samuel Gompers, who led the American Federation of Labor, AFL, in its formative stages. That's who the union leader was, Samuel Gompers. Under Gompers, the AFL systematically and violently carried out an occupational eviction of black workers. This is what he wrote. This is coming from the mouth of Samuel Gompers. Caucasian civilization will serve notice to blacks that its upliftment process is not to be interfered with in any way. Okay? And also, a common union expression was, never let a nigger pick up a tool. So y'all been doing all of this shit to us. Y'all did all of this to your ancestors. Did all this shit to my ancestors. And so my ancestors had to teach me. You don't wanna make the white person mad. Don't make them mad because they might kill you. Yeah. And that comes from the book Solitary Blues. I'm gonna look that up and I'm gonna put that in the description box as well. Union leaders staffed the licensing and professional certification boards and funneled all employment to Caucasian laborers while denying licenses and permits to the black skilled craftsmen, further pushing black men back into dead-end low-wage work under white authority. And what did we say in a few chapters before then? Okay, said that blacks, this is coming from the Jim Crow laws section. Blacks could not be employed in any job other than the plantation labor without a specific license granted by a judge, and the employer had to be white. And I want you to go back and look at that video that I did on the Jim Crow. And I believe that Jim Crow was part, let's see. Jim Crow was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Part 5. Okay. Go and check that out. Yeah. And that's pretty much the end of it. Now, I'm going to go back to you white people who talk about your immigrants. Your forefathers who were in this country and who did not have slaves. They didn't have to have slaves. But they reaped a benefit that was taken from us and given to them. Okay? And that's all I have to say about that.
You still there? I don't know. It seems like you're trying to speak, but you just took a hell of a hit. I just popped your skull so hard, your eyeball just popped out. And it is gross as shit. God, I'll find you. Oh, hell. I can see this is hard on you guys. I am sorry. I truly am. But I did say it. No exceptions.